Good day, everyone. In our today's class, we'll be looking at mathematics, simplification. The question is a mixture of surds and indices. You are going to apply your knowledge of surds and indices in it. So let's go on to solve the question. The question says simplify into bracket 1 over 216 brackets raised to power minus 2 over 3 divided by bracket 1 over 27 bracket raised to power minus 4 over 3. To solve this question, as you all know, we write solution first. Solution. Now, if you look at this is what you are going to do. Now, to solve this question now, we write, remember or recall from indices, or let me say law of indices, comma, when a is raised to a power of minus c over d, the rule says this minus will turn to 1 over, then this a will come and carry this power. Now we have the power is c divided by d, so the a will carry the power, that's a raised to power. This minus is what turns to 1 over, then the a will carry the power, that's a raised to power c over d. Now if we apply the same thing here, the same thing we applied here, it is the minus that turns to 1 over, then the a carries the power. Remember, the power is c over d, so we have the minus changed to 1 over, then a raised to power c over d. Now if we apply the same thing to this one, this our 1 over 216 is the same thing as a that is here. Now our c is the same thing as 2 and our d is the same thing as what? 3. So if you apply the same thing here, we'll be having this minus changing to 1 over. Then remember that after the minus changes to 1 over here, what happened is that a went ahead to carry c over d. Now the same thing, I haven't changed this minus to 1 over, then this 1 over 126 will come and carry 2 over 3. In that regard, you'll be having your 1 over 216, everything into brackets. Then remember, it's going to carry that 2 over 3. The same thing we did here. Now, the second one too. You are going to do the same thing here too. This minus will change to 1 over. Then we are going to have this 1 over 27 into bracket 4 over 3. Now with this, now we can go ahead with the solution. Now what we are going to do now is, let's write 1 over, if you look at this one will turn to root on this, and it will now raise to the power of the numerator. The denominator will turn to root on this, and the numerator will become a power on it. So what I mean by that is this: we have this denominator here on the power side, that's 3, will turn to cube root of this number. That's, what's the number? The number is 1 over 216. Then everything raised to the power of this 3. Remember, everything will now raise to the power of that. Everything will raise to the power of 3. Power of 2 rather. Power of 2. Are you getting my point? So let's continue. Now divide by the same thing we did here, we are going to do it to this place as well. So we are going to have 1 over, so this place will also turn to cube root of what? 1 over 227. Then everything raised to the power of what? 4. When this place was 2, it was raised to a power of 2. This place was 4. Then this is raised to a power of what? 4. Now we have 1 over. So if we look at this now, cube root of what we have inside, we want to find the cube root of what we have inside. That is, the cube root of 1 is going to be 1. The cube root of 216 is going to give us 6. Remember, it's raised to a power of what? 2. Now divide by 1 over, what's cube root of 1? Is 1. Cube root of 27 is going to give us, of 27 is going to give us 3. Then everything raised to the power of what? 4. Are you getting my point? Now at this point now, it's very simple. You have everything to be 1 divided by, can you see? 1 divided by, what was this? This implies that what we have in the bracket twice, that is 1 raised to power 1, no, 1 raised to power 2 rather. That is, this implies that 1 times 1, and that's going to give us what? 1. Then this implies to be 6 times 6, and that's going to give us 36, divided by 1 divided by. So this implies that you should multiply 1 in 4 places, and that's going to give us what? 1. So this implies that you should multiply 3 in 4 places. So let's look at what that one is going to give us. 3 in 4 places, when you multiply, is going to give you 81. Now at this junction now, it is very simple. We are going to say, if we look at it, this stand alone, and these are together. That is, you have this to be 1 divided by 1 over 36 divided by 1 divided by 1 over 81. What I mean by that is this. Look at this now, at this junction now. This one, if you look at it, it is this 1 over, it is the minor that turns to that 1 over. That 1 over is on its own. So as at this point now, this 1, then this division is this 1. The division here is this. Now we now have 1 divided by 36. That is at the down. So this division that we have in between, now we write it back. Then this place we have 1 over, that's the 1 over, that's the 1. Then this over, this is the division. That's what that one means. Then we have 1 over 81. Now this one will turn to 1 times 36 over 1. This division will turn to multiplication. This comes up and this comes to the down. So divide by, so at this point we are going to have 1 times 81 over 1. So at this point now we are going to have 36 divided by 81. 1, everything multiply 1 here is going to give you 36. Everything multiply 1 multiply 81 here is going to give you 81. So at this point you are going to have 36 times. Remember, this is over 1 here. So when you change this one to multiplication, the over 1 will come to 1 will come up, then 81 will come down. So at this point you are having 36 divided by 81. So if you divide 3 divided by 36 is going to give you 12. It's going to give you 12. Then 3 divided by 81, that's going to give you 27. So this is going to give you 27. Then if you divide this, it's going to give you 4. This is going to give you 9. So therefore the final answer is going to be 4 over 9 as your final answer. Thanks so much. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Thank you.